Hello everyone, Farah Hanoun here, and I'm joined by Jeremy Kennedy, who headlines Brave Combat Federation 14 next month in Tangier, Morocco, when he takes on Daniel Pilo. Jeremy, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for your time. You've got a big fight coming up. In the main event, you're taking on Daniel Pilo. First time ever that event is held in Morocco. How excited are you to be a part of history and to be the headliner?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I didn't expect to be the main event, first fight in, but that just shows the what they think of me and what they think they could do with me in the future, and that they want to work with me and everything like that. So it's an honor, and to be able to do it in Morocco for the first time ever, it's amazing. So I'm honestly like very honored about it.
Awesome, awesome. And let's rewind back a little bit. You recently signed with Brave Combat Federation. How did you end up with the decision to join Brave?
I really liked the way they ran the show and the way they ran things when I would go out and corner Gary.
Yep.
And like I got a good relationship with everybody over there, and so when I was testing free agency, I thought I'd reach out to them, and the offer that they gave me, I really liked, and mostly just the fact of them willing to keep me busy and active, because that's my biggest goal. Is I just want to be able to fight as long as I'm training and I'm young and I'm healthy. I should be fighting and not just being a gym fighter and always in shape but not fighting. So they gave me a whole year of cards laid out, and they're like, like, we can get you fighting regularly, and so that's why I ultimately went with them.
Great, great. And you currently reside in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, I made the jump over here. I did a little bit of my last camp here, but after that, I needed to be here full time to get the full effect, and just get into routine with the coaches and training partners and everything like that. So it's been a huge move, and it's been awesome.
And initially, why did you go to Vegas? Like, what made you go train in Vegas? Did you just want to try it out there? Did you have someone specific that told you should come try out at Extreme Couture? What exactly kind of attracted you to go train in Vegas?
It was actually the Performance Institute,
Okay.
and that is why I kind of relocated at first. But then once I came down here and I started training at all the other gyms and everything like that, it's been amazing. And then without using the Performance Institute lately, it's just like it's still a unbelievable place to be. And the Performance Institute had its perks, but overall, it's still unbelievable here.
And do you still go to the Performance Institute at all? I mean, how does that work now?
A little bit. Like I'll come in. I roommate with Julian Marquez,
Yeah.
so I'll pop over with him sometimes and just. I'm not there often though. Maybe once a week, twice a week, I'll get some strength and conditioning in and like to use the recovery stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's not like it's any hostile or any hard feelings or anything. I get along great with everybody at the Performance Institute because I developed such a good relationship with them beforehand. So yeah, it's not really part of my routine, but I'll pop by every once in a while.
All right, that's good. Let's talk about your fight, Daniel Pilo. How much did you know about him when you were offered the fight?
I didn't know anything about him at first, until I looked him up. He's got quite a bit of stuff online, so it was easy to find. I dug into his record a little bit too, and kind of just watched it. I don't like to do too much digging, but I just like to see what's type of style, where he likes to be comfortable, where he doesn't like to be comfortable, his height, like his body type's big importance to me, and just if he's orthodox, southpaw, that kind of thing, and then how he deals with pressure, how he deals with him dictating the pace and stuff like that. I've looked at it all, and I'm really excited about this matchup.
And what do you make of him as an opponent? I mean, how do you expect this fight to play out?
I think he's great. He's definitely deserves to be there. He's got a 10-1 record. I just think I'm going to be a little bit too much for him. If you look at the other guys he's fought, nobody's nearly as skilled as I am when it comes to his other opponents. And so I just think it's going to be a big change for him when we get in there, especially with the lights and stuff like that. I've been fighting, in the UFC and stuff like that, and I had big crowds and big stages and stuff, and where I think this is going to be a big change for him, being the main event. And I don't think he's ever been in a main event, and all his other fights have been in, Italy, where I've traveled to Australia, Brazil, the U.S., Thailand. So I'm very comfortable going to a destination fight, and I think this is all going to be new to him.
Absolutely. And who are some of the guys you've been training with over at Extreme Couture in preparation for Pilo? I've seen you train with the likes of Lance Palmer, Kevin Lee, and his brother Keith, who's sharing the card with you.
Yeah, we've got tons of body. There's no shortage at Extreme, but we've kind of got a little group of 145 pounders, like featherweights. Lance, Julian Erosa, his buddy George, who's always been a good partner with me. Derek Minner's been in town. So Dan Ige, we got a lot of good 145ers. Neo, Noad Lahat. There's lots of good guys. And there's a few that, replicate Daniel Pilo to an extent. Everyone's different, but just body type wise, there's a lot of guys around his same build, so that helps me.
For sure. And is the perk of training in Vegas the fact that so many guys from all over the world come because of the PI and because of the solid team that Extreme Couture has built?
Exactly, and I think that's a big part of it now is there's always new guys flooding through, and each week there's a new good guy to train with. Like just these last 2 weeks I've been training with Daniel Strauss, who's a Bellator 145er, an ex-champ and stuff like that. So you're always getting constantly new looks of world-class guys in your own weight, which you would never get just at home at your local gym.
For sure. And who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Eric Nixick is going to be flying out with me. He's kind of been headed my coach here. There's a lot of coaches I work with, like Coach Casey Halstead, Eddie Baracco, Dennis Davis. But I think just Eric, I've got a good connection with him, and he's kind of took the role of, structuring my training camp and stuff like that. So he'll be heading out there with me. And then, Keith will have, I'm sure, his corner, Dewey, and I think Kevin's going out with him. So we'll have a good little crew.
Awesome. And this is the first time you're going to travel to this side of the world, Africa, right?
Yeah, first time in Africa.
And are you planning on doing any sightseeing? I heard you say in your last interview that when you fought in Australia, you kind of focused a little too much on spending extra time there to see the country and all that. Or is that something you're watching out for? Like maybe just focus entirely on the fight and maybe try to get a bit of sightseeing in? Because it's kind of hard not to, right? When you experience such a different.
When you go that far, yeah. No, I'm gonna. My girlfriend's gonna meet me out there right before the fight. Like before that, we went out before my fight in Australia, and we were kind of sightseeing. Where I'm just it's all business when I fly to Morocco, and then after the fight is when I can even think about doing anything else. I might just return flight, for a week later, and then do all that stuff afterwards with her. And but before the fight, I'm just gonna be with me, my coaches, nothing but the fight, the weight cut, everything like that. That's my top priority. And then after the fight, once the fight's done, my hands raised, then I can kind of enjoy Morocco. But I probably won't even leave my hotel until that point.
I see. And you've kind of like you said before, you've done Brazil, Australia. You're used to flying halfway across the world. You've gotten accustomed to just having to deal with different food, time difference, all that. You've become an expert at that, right?
Yeah. So that's I think that's going to be one of my big strengths in this fight is just how comfortable I am with all that and how it's going to be all new to him.
Definitely. And a couple more things before I let you go. Is the hope here to make a statement? The champ, Elias Woodsdam, he isn't scheduled for a fight. So are you hoping an emphatic win would secure you a title shot?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be more worried than I should be. I'm the new dog in the yard, as Adesanya likes to say, and I'm walking right in. I'm main eventing Morocco, which is pretty much his home turf. He's from Algeria, right next door.
Yep.
And I'm walking there, and I'm going to be the main event, and the show's going to be about me. So I think he's going to be more so watching me, than me. I'm not really focusing on the title. I think I look to be the number 145er in Brave. I think my record speaks for itself. I'm definitely not looking past Pilo, but there's a few guys. I was supposed to be scheduled with Murat Magomedov a few times, and it just fell through. Way back, I was originally thinking of fighting in Indonesia with Brave.
Okay.
That was when we first started getting things rolling, and then yeah, that fell through, and then something happened within this card. So, I mean, I would like to get Marat for next, but I mean, I got to look at Pilo first. I can't even think about anything else. I'll have my name, like my usual self. I'll have my plans. My brain will be rolling. So after this fight, I'll have a good idea. But Elias, definitely, I see that fight. It's guaranteed it's going to happen. Just whether it's next or what, it all depends on him too. If he's healthy, I don't know what's going on with him or why he's not fighting on this card. But yeah, I can't really tell the future, but I definitely have a good idea of what I want to do.
I mean, for sure, because with your resume, I mean, you're only 25, it's crazy, but like with your resume and who you fought and where you fought, that's gotta play a massive factor as well.
I think that's the biggest thing is who I've beat and who I fought and where I fought and who I fought for is just going to be the big part of the factor there.
Definitely. One last thing, how do you see the fight with Daniel playing out? How do you envision? What's your prediction?
I've never really made predictions. I just think, like, whether it's a submission or a knockout or anything like that, just because I do think I'm better than him everywhere. So nothing's out of the possibility. I definitely think I'm going to finish him within the first or the second round. I just, with the aggression I'm bringing, the statement I need to make, that's what I'm going to be gunning for, is that early finish. And just to make a statement, like you said before, I got to make a big splash into these brave featherweights and put them on notice.
All right, Jeremy, awesome stuff. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I will see you next month. I'll be there, so I'm really excited and looking forward to the fight. Of course, Jeremy is taking on Daniel Pilo in the main event of Brave Combat Federation 14 in Tangier, August 18th. Jeremy, thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you very much.